Hello, hello. Happy Wednesday. Welcome to Stamping A to Z, my weekly live series that I do here on my Facebook page. I'm Linda Gibbs. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Canada. Like I said, this is Stamping A to Z. It's all about product and techniques. If there's a product you want to know what it is or how to use it, this is the place to be. I have a whole list of all my videos on, all of my videos are on my Facebook page. I haven't downloaded all of the first parts onto YouTube, but there's tons and tons of them on my YouTube channel as well. So if you're looking to know how to use one of the products or just looking for new ways to use your products, just look it up and hopefully I have covered it. I've pretty much I went from A to Z to start with all the products that were there at the time, and now just kind of moving on, going back to some products, going to new products. Today I'm actually going to use I can never remember the name of this, Cracker and Treats box dies. I thought I was being safe using something out of the annual catalog, since we have our last chance list going on in the clearance rack, and so I thought, oh, I'll use something safe that won't go back ordered. And well, apparently these things are popular for Christmas because they are on back order, I just found out. So if you don't already have them, you'll still be able to get them because they are in the annual catalog, so don't worry about that. But hopefully you already have them and then you can play with them, or you can alter it in some way, I'm sure, and just take the ideas and use something else to create that. So I apologize. I thought I was pretty safe the way I was doing it. So reminder, last chance sale is going on. So until supplies run out, they are available. They updated the clearance rack last week, and there's some super good deals on there if you like ribbons, embellishments, even dye, like the dyes that were out in the fall that match certain stamp sets that they were only available for a limited time. They are back on the clearance and they're like 60-70% off. Like, it's crazy. So if you're looking for deals or you're looking for Christmas presents, you can still order and get things on time for Christmas. If you want to really make sure it's on time for Christmas, we can do the express ship option. It just costs a bit more, so just depends on where you are and what you're trying to do. Anyways, other than that, I think we'll just get started onto our fun projects. All right, let me flip you guys over here. Oops, I always stick my hand in the way. Oop, 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 sorry. Thank you. Okay, there we go. Pull it up. So hopefully I can see comments. If you're watching the replay, say hi. Let me know you're watching. I do try to go back and look at the comments. Oh, I'll turn on. Oh, you guys, I'm so not. I forgot to turn my phone onto do not disturb mode. So hopefully I don't get a lot of calls, but watch, this will be the day. Hopefully it works out that we don't get interrupted, because I'm not sure if I go and set it to silent that it won't do something to my video. So we'll just go with this for now and see how it goes. I don't know if we need a extra light on there, maybe not. Okay, so like I said, today, if I can find them, here we go. So this is the Cracker and Treat box dies. They are in the annual catalog. I forgot to write down which page, but if you go back to where the dies are, that is where you find kind of standalone dies, and they are on page $1.70 they can be found. So I actually took advantage when we had our sale not too long ago around Black Friday sale, I think it was, when they had like 20% off dies. And I hadn't got these yet. They were on my list of things I wanted, so I picked them up, and maybe that's why they are back ordered, but they weren't back ordered during the sale. So I don't know. They're just a great thing for Christmas time. Yeah, so they come with all of these little label dies and then little tags, some cute little stars, and then this one piece here, which we will need. Oopsie. Let's just, I ran out of magnet sheets. So normally I have my stuff on the magnets. This is how they come on the white kind of sticky sheet. So this is the main die for the cracker box, I guess is what you call them. And so if you just, I find the most most efficient, I don't know, economical way to do this is to cut your sheet, your full 8.5 by 11 sheet into half. So it's at 5.5. And then you can just cut one end of it. And then you still have a good piece to use for other stuff. So through the magic of television, we ran that through our Big Boss. And voila, this is how it comes out of the die. So I'm going to start by making just exactly the way it is. You can see how it's made. It's quite little. And then I'm going to show you how to make a bigger one. You can make all sorts of sizes. You'll see how you can adjust things. And then I'm going to show you another fun one to do that's a bit of a, so depending on how you cut pieces and parts of this, you can create all sorts of stuff. Depends how crazy you want to get. And if you are not one to come up with your own ideas, there's tons of ideas on the internet. Okay, so what I remember when I'm folding this is you want mountain, valley, mountain. So first we're going to fold it this way. And I did this wrong. So I did find it's easier to fold these first and then to fold the other pieces afterwards. So then we do the valley and then we do the mountain again. And then you might want to take your phone folder and just kind of get everything folded nicely. And then you do the same thing on this side. So we've got the mountains, the valley, and the mountains. Okay, so now we've got this. Now what do? All you have to do is glue it together and you've got your treat box die. You can use any kind of adhesive. I find the green glue is the easiest. You can glue it all the way across and then you can still get your treats inside, so you don't have to worry about not gluing any of it yet. Oh, yeah, at this point, right? Because we're just simply just gluing it all together. The only thing with glue is you do have to hold it for a few seconds till it kind of holds on its own. The only tricky part with the glue. Okay, so then you can see it closes. So you would just tie the ends. Obviously, you could tie one, you can start by tying one end and then this opens up. You can, I would think the little Lindor balls, some little hard candies, that kind of thing would make, so this doesn't pull open like the traditional cracker in that when it splits, but the next one, the bigger one I'm going to do will. So then the only other thing I wanted to show you was how to decorate your box here. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to show you on this one. I'll show you on the bigger one because it's more, this one you don't have to have a wrapper unless you want to conceal. Oh, look, my glue isn't holding. So if you want it to really hold, you can do the wrapper, and I'll show you. It's the same concept for the smaller one and the bigger one. I normally work in inches, but for this one, this measurement is perfect at the 2 centimeter mark. So you'll see in the other one, I'll show you the finished one here. Well, it's finished, but it's not finished. So I used the Artisan Gold. So this is in the clearance rack right now. It's normally like $10, $11. It's on for $4 or something crazy. So if you use ribbon, like ribbon, go look at the ribbons. It's crazy. So I just tied the one in for now. I made a little tag. This is the tag punch. I think it's retired. And then I had, so this is what started my projects for this week. I got to open my birthday present early. My wish list has been to get a Brother scan and cut machine. And I love that it can scan and cut our designer series paper. So I decided I'm just going to try it. You'll notice so it caught the splatters that are on this paper, so it's kind of cut in a weird way, but I didn't mind it. There's ways to change that, to cut it. Obviously this isn't a Brother scan and cut tutorial, so we don't have to talk about that here, but it does. So I cut out a whole sheet of the boughs of holly like this. It scanned it and cut it. So I'm going to use it for my club girls. We don't have to fussy cut. The people who know me, I'm not a big fussy cutter. So if you don't like to fussy cut, that Brother scan and cut's an amazing thing. So I just added that onto here, and here you can see I put the little wrapper on there. So it's super cute, but it's little. So how do we make something bigger? This would be perfect for like a table setting at Christmas time. You could have one at each place, even place settings with their names on it. That would be super cute. So to make a bigger one, so I figured out the best way to do this is you need a full sheet of 8.5 by 11 cardstock. Again, cut it in half. And then what you're gonna do when you run it through is you're gonna hook this end edge. So there's an edge here. I basically hook it on to here and then run it through the machine. If you don't trust the hook part or getting it into the machine, you can always tape it down with some washi tape. So if you do that on one side and then you do it again on the other side, it fits perfectly to do 2 of these. So you get 2 per sheet. So then you'll have 4 pieces. Your 4 pieces then come out looking like this. So you, oops. So you have 4 of these. They're not half because it has the full body part and then it's got the ends. So what you're going to do is you're going to have 2 on each side. So you're going to make it that much bigger around. So before you go and glue things together, I would suggest doing your folds. So like I said, your mountain, valley, mountain. So I am doing it in what I find the easier order to do the mountain, valley, mountain, and then we'll go around and fold it all, and you'll see it folds really easy when you do it that way. So I should have pre-folded these. I mean, I pre-cut them. Get on the ball here. Okay, this way you'll just remember mountain, valley, mountain, mountain, valley, mountain. If I repeat it enough times, it's easy to remember. My memory is horrible, so I am not trying to insult anyone. This is for my own memory. And hopefully along the way, it might help someone else. Mountain. Valley. The valley is super easy to fold. It kind of just folds on its own, which is really kind of nice with these dies. The way that they design this is, it works super awesome. Okay, so we've got our 4 things folded. So you can see as soon as I fold this part bends. So you basically don't even have to really do that top part, which is nice. So I've got 1, and if this one has a bit of extra on it, you can cut it off. You don't have to. The only thing I'm gonna tell you when you're doing this is when you glue it together, you want one that ends up getting glued a little bit like as tight as possible, and one that gets glued a little bit looser. Like I'm talking like an 1/8, if not less of an inch, kind of on each side. But now, so let me just show you the finished one here. So here's the finished one. It does pull apart, but the pull apart is hidden by my center piece here. So if someone were to pull, it would pull apart and everything would fall out. I will show you as I make this one. So in order to make this size, some people might want to cut them off and have it just overlapping. I found if you overlap 2 and 2, and then 2 and 2 on the other side, it works out perfectly. So once again, we're going to take our glue. And so for this one, oh, I think I have some dried sticky glue on here. It's kind of grabbing the paper. Okay, so I'm going to do this one as tight. So I'm going to try and go even just a little bit over, but where I can still bend this. So as tight as possible, because you want it to be able to fit inside of each other. And you'll see it, there might be one part that kind of bends, folds. It'll have like a little, what do you call it? A groove or something funny. But as you can, once you put that center covering piece on, you don't notice it. So don't worry about if it's not perfect. So again, I'm going to make it as tight as possible where it'll still bend, because we want it to fit as much as possible in there. Okay, got that. So we've got our one side done. And now on this one, I'm going to make it just a wee bit bigger. Okay, oh, there we go. This is on my year wish list too. I did get the scan and cut. Am I still cutting out, or is it? Hopefully I'm back. Yes, I've just kind of toyed with the scanning. I wasn't, I mean, obviously my birthday hasn't happened yet. So I told my husband that I need to test it out just in case, make sure it's working. Because, you know, you wouldn't want it, you wouldn't want to hold on to it. It went on sale. And so he was on top of it and ordered it, and it came really fast, actually. I was so excited. It's a friend of mine got one last year. I don't think she's even used it. I asked her, and she was like, yeah, I haven't used it yet. But it made me look up all the things you can do. And Yolande, you know that I'm not a huge fussy cutter, so it allows me to, so you can see I'm trying to just make it a little bit bigger, whereas the other one I tried to make it a bit smaller. I'll do the same thing over here. Yeah, it's a pretty cool machine actually. It's a bit big. I'm not sure where I'm gonna put it. Right now it's on my kitchen table. But yeah, it's fun. It comes with a first project like that you can do right out of the box, which is kind of cool. It's actually a kind of a pillow box like one of our dies, but much bigger. So then I got wondering, I was like, oh, so if I have something that I can cut out already, like a die, but it's too small, like something like this, I wonder if I could scan it and enlarge it and then cut it into a bigger item. I'll have to start playing with it and see. The gears are turning. You can send Jason the link. It's just go to Brother Canada. It's on there. And I don't know if it's still on sale, but it was $200 off. So I think they're like $5.49 regular price. And I knew kind of the going price was $300-ish. And so I refused. He almost paid the full price. And I'm like, no. So anyways, so we've got that. I'm going to let it dry a little bit with the glue before I start trying to crunch it together. In the meantime, I'll show you how to do the wrap around. So this is a different piece of design. It's from the same Boughs of Holly, but I just thought I'd change it up. So like I said, the 2 centimeter mark, luckily our cutting and scoring tool does both inches and centimeters. I just found the centimeters work best to make this work. So you're going to go at 2, then you're going to go to 4.1, and you're going to go, it's hard to see the score lines on this paper though. Then you're going to go to 6.2. So you're just kind of adding 0.1 every time. Then you're going to go to 8.3. Then 10.4. 12.5. 14.6. And one more. I need to open this up. 16, where were we at? 14.6. So we need 16.7. So that's here. Okay. Oh, and if you want to know the size of the, all I did was measure kind of once it's closed. So this width is 4 5/8, and then it's 7.5 long inches. Like I said, I mostly work in inches. It's just the odd time that when centimeters work better in terms of trying to like add that 1.1 every time. It would be hard if I was working in inches. So this is the way I went. All right. I might have a bit of extra on the bottom, it seems like. Okay, so let's see if this is dry enough. And this looks like the one I kind of overlapped, trying to make it a bit smaller. So we'll try and put the bit smaller one in the wee bit larger one. And like I said, you're probably going to have to squeeze it a little here and there. You gotta... There we go. So you can see there's a slight little, you can push it in as far as you want. You don't need to push it in far because it is tight. It's kind of nice. So there's one spot that's a little bit not great. So obviously this looks ugly if you were to leave it like this. So you do want to cover it up. But if you want people to be able to pull it apart, don't glue this paper down to, so you can see I have a bit of an extra edge. I'm just going to trim it just oh so slightly. Yeah, so you don't want to glue it to the actual cracker. You want to just glue it to the paper itself. So you could just, I'm going to put the glue on here just because it's a wee bit shorter. And then you're just gonna wrap it up. And then it can still slide. I don't want to pull it apart because then I would have to, actually I'll pull it apart. So see, it comes out. And then if you want to put it back together, oh, no, that doesn't work. I was going to say, oh, you know what? I didn't think of that. This is going to be impossible to put it back together. I wonder if my glue is still wet enough. Okay, so once it's pulled apart, it's not getting put back. Be forewarned. Do as I say, not as I do. This is my week. I should call this, I should start a new series. What not to do. Of course, now it doesn't want to go in. Come on. You don't want to put too much of one end in because then it gets, I had it in perfectly before. Made it look oh so good. Okay, let's go. Oy, oy, oy. Okay, we might have to give up on this and go to the next one. Because you guys don't need to see me fighting with it all day. It's much harder on camera, you know. It really is. Okay, there we go. Then we go back and glue it back down. Ta-da! It's like it never happened. And you can see, okay, so you don't really want to go much bigger than this because when you close it, there's still a hole here. So whatever you put in here is going to have to be bigger than this hole so it doesn't fall out. Like even a hand soap, hand cream, something could fit in here. Lots of yummy treats, but you just want to make sure that it's not bigger than that hole because that's as small as it goes. Whereas on this one, it goes right down to almost nothing. So keep that in mind when you're choosing your treats. So again, I just tied the ribbon on one end, I'll fill it up and then I'll close it. I made a tag. Here's my little cutout again. And this is one of the labels that was in this die set, wherever I put it right here. So there's one that has the stitch dies and then there's some plain ones. This just happened to fit that Happy Christmas that's in the, no, not that one. What was it in? I thought it was in the cottage wreaths and that's why I left it out, but apparently not. It was in, it must have been, because I just, what did I put it in? I just put it back. Oh, the Joyful Flurry bundle. And I believe, I don't know if the stamps are on sale in this one, but the dies are super on sale for this one. If you want to know what's on sale and actually see this stuff, go check out my video from last week. I went through all the stuff. You don't have to load it up first necessarily. I mean, you can load it up now. Like it does straighten out. So whatever fits in here will fit through this opening. But don't pull it apart before you are actually ready to open it up. So if you don't want people pulling it apart by accident, you might want to glue the paper down to it, and then they would have to just open up one end. But that's not as fun. Like the whole cracker where you like pull it open. Imagine if you did like a New Year's Eve party or something and did that. That would be fun. Might have to do that. Okay. So that's how you can make the larger one. So as you can see, like you could even add, you could cut out just the middle part and add to that. You can make it like 6 big, but then like I said, your hole is going to get big. So you might have to come up with a plug or something for it. But ideally, so this is kind of your big one. And then you could do anything between the big and the little and it'll work. But I don't think you want to go much bigger than that unless you come up with a way to solve that whole problem. Okay, so now my last one is so much fun. I can't take credit for this idea. It was on a couple demonstrators, actually, websites. I can't think of who I last saw it on to give credit. But anyways, you can come up with all sorts of stuff. So this is just this, oh dear, snowman version of a cracker. So it's just a matter of cutting it, cutting the pieces differently. So his toque comes off. And again, it's not as hard, the smaller one, it's not as hard to get it on and off. So, and actually, I think I did cut it. Hang on. Trim an 1/8. Oh, that's what it was. It wasn't on here. So on this one, I'll show you as I do it. Okay. I just remembered. Good thing I remembered, or I would steer you wrong again. And this is why it's easy. So you might want to do it on the big one too. It probably would work to do the same thing. Take notes. Okay. So the ribbon for his toque is this, it's in the Last Chance stuff. It's the, oh, I'm trying to read it in Dutch or something. Double stitched ribbon. It's balmy blue. I think it's part of the snowman suite or bundle. I can't remember where it came from, but it's in the mini catalog and it is one of, I'm sure it's probably on sale. So another good deal to be had if that's one that you like. So how do you make this? The first thing you're going to do is you're going to cut basically half of the die. So let me put it the right way. These are all too complicated. Oh gosh, no, they're so not complicated. Like run it through, cut it out. So I basically just cut like a 5.5, right? Because then you have pieces of it. And even if it's bigger, that's okay. Just cut it out. And then if your toque is too long, just trim it to where you think you'd like it. I think I put this one at 2 inches, 1.5 inches. So you can calculate your toque. It's just math. All right, and then the body is super, super easy. It looks harder than it is. So again, take, this is 3.25 by 5.5. You basically want to make a strip of pencils. That's how I remember it. It looks like a bunch of crayons to me. So you just want the tip of your crayon and you want the long part. So once again, if you hook your paper on the bottom so that it's on that cut line, and then you can see the 3.25 gets you a little bit above, but then you can go back and cut it if you want. I didn't try gluing it together with that extra to know if it gets in the way. I just put it in my trimmer and whoop, cut it off. So here's the pieces for your snowman. Now, like I said, I cut 1/8 of an inch on either end of this so it could fit in the hat a little bit easier. So all you do is bring it in here, and you want to go 1/8 of an inch. I don't, 1, 2, 3. I can't tell if that's the first. I think the first line is actually here, which is 1/8. It's so hard to tell. Anyways, as long as you trim a wee bit off, that's all that matters. I'll flip it over just because it's easier. Okay, so we're just trimming, we're just giving it a little shave. That's it. That's the complex. That's the most complex part of this whole thing. Then you're going to make your mountains. This is going to be the bottom of your snowman. The other part that you're going to want to do that I found that works is if you have a 1/2 inch punch or something that I think maybe up to 1 1/4, 1 1/2 might fit. I didn't try. If I can find my white paper here. You want to cut 1 to 2 circles. On this current snowman, I put 2. I put 1 here, and I put 1 on the inside. So he has a really stable bottom. Nothing's going out of there. I could put, you could put like a lip seal in here. You could put all sorts of fun stuff. Maybe a nail polish. Like this would be fun in a stocking stuffer. Okay, and you can make your snowman in all sorts of ways. To make this snowman, I used the Snowman Magic because it has the, you could draw your own face. You could use if you have a bow or a scarf or whatever. Like you don't have to have this to make a snowman. Obviously, it just makes it easy. You know me, easy. Easy is good. So then you're gonna fold them all up. And you want to glue this part first. So I'm going to glue it so it's all the way to the edge. So it will, you might want to actually cut off, which I didn't do in this one, and it made it bulge a little bit. So we're learning from Linda's mistakes. And we're losing our paper snips. So I'm going to have to use my, I don't know how I can't keep track. These are my rubber, not so precise scissors. I don't like using them to cut. Anyways, so then it'll be out of the way. So then when I fold this, it should, yeah, it works better. Okay, so then we'll just put some glue here. Maybe we'll have to make these together, Yolanda, and then you'll see how non-complicated they are. Do you have these dies already, or they were just on your list of things you wanted? I hope I didn't turn you off of wanting them. The little ones are super easy and fast to make. Not complicated at all. This is just if you want to complicate your life a little. So you could use glue dots. You could use what I found easiest. I just put like a dot on the end of each of these. And you can go all the way around because you're going to end up putting a circle on top. And then you're going to glue up your one circle. Oop, stick your finger in it. And then you're just gonna put it down there to hold it all together. And then, oops, 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 what's going on? Get back here. Maybe I wanted to let that dry before I tried to. What? Oh, okay. Okay, apparently you want to let things set before you start fiddling with them. Anyways, it'll get there. And then if you have something heavier to put in, and then if you want, you can put your second circle into the bottom here. So I just kind of slide it in and then push it down so that it's glue side down. There we go. So there's our body. Now, don't do like me. Don't glue it all together before you stamp his face. Although I did on this one too. Apparently I don't learn. And it is not so hard. If you really wanted to, you could put something inside. But once you put his hat on, it's pretty stable. So I wouldn't do it when it's still like this. I would make the hat and then I would stamp his face if you're stamping on it. Okay, and then make his toque. And again, like we did with that big one, when I glue this, I'm gonna just kind of make it, I'm gonna glue it so that it's got a bit of like a little bit of extra. It's not super tight to the end, but it still can work. That way it gives a bit of extra room for when you put it onto your snowman bottom. Okay, and then you would tie you probably want the bow away from the seam, just so it looks prettier. You know, pretty is good. And then you just want to tie. This ribbon is a little bit tough in that you have to make sure your blue is facing, and it's kind of stiff. So on a smaller thing, you want to make sure you have enough ribbon to play with. You don't want to give yourself a teeny tiny piece of ribbon to try and work with, or you might not like me very much. Okay. And then we will use, do you guys have your, these are my ribbon scissors or fabric scissors, but I pretty much, they are my they were from Stampin' Up. These are the best ribbon scissors ever, and I haven't sharpened them. I don't want to have to sharpen them. So they are designated ribbon scissors. And of course, this feels like it's bigger, not smaller. What the heck? What did I do? Okay, come on. Why does this feel like it's gotten bigger? Okay, there we go. There's our little snow. So depending on where you want to put his hat, how much body you want, like, so if you're putting buttons on, you might want to put the buttons on first. Oops. And here's my little, what do you call it? Oh, scarf. Oh my goodness gracious. My lack of words. Okay, so then I find where his bow is, which is over here. So you probably want it. You want it to fit. This is a very, I don't know, my box ended up, it must have been the way I folded the bottom, because my box is a very weird shape. I'm going to end up putting it here because this is the way it wants to sit. So just be careful when you're gluing the bottom that your box doesn't end up all lopsided like mine. This is what happens when you rush and you're on camera. I'm sure you know how that goes, Yolande. Yes, I should put the snowman stuff on first, but if you don't remember to, what I was saying was if you get the hat onto him, like say you forgot to do it before you glued him together, it's better to put the hat on because it makes the box more stable. So watch, I will stamp his little face and you'll see it doesn't, if you're worried about it bending, you could put something inside to hold it up. But if you're not, if I can find the stamp, where did my little face go? I might not be able to stamp his face. Did I put it back? Face, 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 where are you? I see one. Oh, I did put him back. Okay. And then, oops, I'm gonna take a smaller block just so that it's easier. And then some Memento. So this is only if you forget to stamp before before you glue. Whoopsie, your box together. See, because it's bending in. So now, if you have this trouble, what do? You take a journaling pen or whatever. And whoopsie, my hand. And you get a little shaky nose. And then you just, other tip. Come on, I'm having troubles today. Okay, then you've got his carrot for a nose and he's done. But obviously it would be easier to do it before you glue it together. But both times I forgot. So here we go. There's our little snowman. So this one's a bit bigger because I possibly cut more white, and you can, just depending where you put his hat. So you can make them, you could have like a family of snowmen and have them all different heights. But yeah, so that would be a fun thing to have on your table as well, or in stockings or anywhere. But like you see, like you could use these crackers at any time of year. Just obviously right now I'm in the middle of thinking of Christmas. So that is what I have for you today. We have our regular standard cracker, so no adjustments done. And then we've got our large jumbo sized cracker, and then we've got our little, you could probably make jumbo sized snowman, and that would actually, if you used a circle punch, you could actually make big snowmen too. The same way that you made these, you would just use the pieces that you did for that one, but times, like you would have 4, just like you did for this one. So maybe I will do that and I will post it, because yeah, if you wanted to make a cute snowman instead of a more formal cracker, you could totally do that also. So hopefully you guys got some ideas for some table decor or some stocking stuffers or whatever it is. And hope you have a great rest of your week. I'm not sure if I will make it live next Wednesday. I will post if I'm not. I'm away till Tuesday, so it might be depending on flights. So anyways, hopefully everything goes smooth. So hopefully you guys have a great rest of your week, a great weekend, and hopefully we'll see you next week. All right, take care. Bye.